Ya teman-teman, kita sekarang ada di acara peringatan 1 tahun berhasilnya Thaurah Suriah di kantor kedutaan besar Suriah yang ada di Jakarta. Dan ajaibnya Masya Allah di sini, walaupun ini perayaan bagi bangsa Suriah ya, yang setelah mereka 1 tahun runtuhnya Bashar al-Assad pada 8 Desember 2024, tapi banyak di sini yang datang orang-orang Palestina juga. Jadi kita lihat sini orang-orang Palestina yang ada di Indonesia juga turut merayakan Thaurah Suriah. Dan sekarang bersama kita ada Syekh Nidal Ajwa. Ini acara 1 tahun Dzikra atau peringatan jatuhnya Suriah. Kenapa di sini banyak orang Palestina yang ikut merayakan juga?
Di hari ini hari berkah. InsyaAllah saya pakai bahasa Indonesia. Ada banyak orang Palestina karena dulu Palestina dan Suriah itu satu negara, namanya negara Biladus Syam, ya satu provinsi. Alhamdulillah orang Palestina itu dan orang Suriah punya satu masalah. Masalah itu masalah Israel, masalah Zionis di dunia, satu masalah karena Bashar itu bukan bunuh orang Suriah, bukan karena itu orang Suriah, karena Bashar al-Assad itu dulu dari Zionis, As-Suhyuniyah Al-Alamiyah. Dan Alhamdulillah hari ini kita senang sekali di sini, di tempat ini, kedutaan Suriah di Jakarta. Alhamdulillah orang Suriah yang tinggal di Indonesia, kita mau berkumpul di sini untuk kita bikin senang dan bahagia. Alhamdulillah alladzi khallasana wa najjana min Bashar al-Assad wa min adh-dhulm. ارفع راسك للقوة ارفع راسك فوق انت سوري حر
Kenapa antum sebagai orang Palestina, sebagai orang Gaza ikut merayakan Thaurah Suriah yang berhasil ini?
Ya, karena di dalam akidah kita, di dalam fikir kita yang tanah Suriah itu dan tanah Palestina satu tanah Syam namanya. Banyak hadis dari Nabi kita SAW menjelaskan untuk kita bagaimana yang satu tanah ini harus yang mereka bersatu. Kalau kita hari ini lihat yang Suriah udah balik untuk yang merdeka, nanti kita menunggu di depan insyaallah, di depan sedikit bisa lihat lewat sekarang lewat yang intisar saudara kita di Suriah, kita bisa lihat bagaimana tanah Palestina di depan. Insyaallah itu kunci untuk bebaskan Masjid Al-Aqsa. Insyaallah itu kunci untuk balik milik kita Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa dan Palestina merdeka di depan. Jadi kita nggak bisa lihat Palestina kalau nggak bisa lihat Damaskus, kalau nggak bisa lihat Suriah. Mereka bersatu, satu jasad, satu masalah, satu tanah, satu fikir, satu aqidah juga. Nanti insyaallah setelah itu insyaallah kita bisa salat di dalam Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa insyaallah.
You as Syrian ambassador for Jakarta here, you were here when the revolutionary or the opposition, starting momentum from Idlib to Aleppo, and then finally they reach Damascus. How's the situation in Jakarta during days year before? How's the situation?
These days were quite exciting. We were so close in following up the developments, and we were quite optimistic. In the 11 days that led to the collapse of the regime, to the defeat of the regime, and the fleeing of the former dictator, were quite exciting for us. We were so following the news with so much expectations and hope that finally the 24 million Syrians will break the Syrian Bastille, because Syria was not only the prisons that have come out to the media after the collapse of the regime like Saidnaya or Palestine prison and so on. Syria as a whole was a prison. The 24 million were imprisoned, but different kind of prison. You cannot speak out your mind. You cannot express your views at all. And, the brutality was massive. Even for me as an ambassador, if I thought for a moment to leave my job or my position, then I will not be only responsible and accountable for that action, which is a human right. I have the right to leave my job. In this case, the regime will go after my family. They will arrest my daughter, for example, which she was in Damascus. They will arrest my sisters. They will arrest all those who belong to my family.
If you leave your job.
If they call him defects. Defects, it means those who defected from the regime. They defected from the public service, actually. So the collapse of the regime were quite amazing, historic for us. They have established a new page in the history of Syria where the gate was opened not only for prisoners to get out, but for us to have a look at the horizon and to be quite optimistic and hopeful for the future.
You said you were quite optimistic and you were waiting for the downfall of the regime during those 11 days. How can you share that feeling, since you are also ambassador, you are representing the Syrian government at that time?
Yes, it is a very interesting question, a good question, because people, look at the ambassador as to be representative of the leadership, which is not the case, because first of all, my exact nomination is ambassador of the Syrian Arab Republic. I was not ambassador of Bashar al-Assad. And there is a big difference between representing the state, the institutions, the public interest, the national interest, and representing the narrow interest of a brutal regime, a criminal regime that was killing our people.
After the 8th of December last year, all of a sudden the flag of Syrian web page in Facebook in Indonesia changed from the previous flag to the new flag. How's that decision were made during that time?
What followed after the 8th December, there was, as I told you, gradual and continuous recognition of the new government in Syria. At the same time, the recognition has a legal perspective, in the sense there is a political recognition, there is a legal recognition. Once the new flag is raised over the UN, it means it became a legal flag. It is no more a political flag. At the same time, there is a de facto recognition. I mean, the embassy itself here, me as an ambassador representing the new government, I am recognized by the new government, by the government of Indonesia. I am recognized by the new government in Syria. And even there was an envoy from Syria who came to Jakarta, and he had a meeting with Kemlu, and he told them, this ambassador represents us. So there is a unity of legal accreditation and political accreditation. And once the regime, by the way, when the news were just breaking that the regime has collapsed, immediately we brought down his photos, we raised the flag. We cannot wait.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time, sir.
No, not at all.